Why do people still support Trump? Despite his lies and lavish lifestyle, Donald Trump, a man who literally sits on a gold toilet, has somehow convinced millions of working-class Americans that he's one of them. Never mind that he wouldn't be caught dead at a local diner unless it boosted his ratings. And despite the New York Times fact-checking over 36,000 of his lies, his supporters continue to hang on every word. How does someone who has nothing in common with everyday Americans keep their loyalty? Let's dive into this shit show. Trump's unfiltered, often offensive remarks are seen as telling it like it is. But let's be real. When you're making things up as you go, of course it sounds unscripted. According to Ruth Ben-Ghiat, historian and author of Strongmen, authoritarian leaders like Trump manipulate emotions with fear and nationalism. Trump's version of honesty is basically a grift, but hey, it works when people are desperate for someone to blame. And let's not forget his recent interaction with Elon Musk's young son at the White House. The child, innocent and unfiltered, told Trump, "You're not the president." Instead of laughing it off or showing a shred of kindness, Trump shooed him away like a fly and told him to be quiet. Heartwarming, right? Nothing says man of the people like dismissing a child with the emotional finesse of a traffic cone. Trump's obscene wealth somehow hasn't alienated his supporters. It's inspired them. Yes, the man who charges $399 for sneakers they can't afford has convinced them they too can make it. The irony? While they're dreaming of upward mobility, Trump's busy ensuring tax breaks for himself and his billionaire buddies, not exactly fighting for the little guy. He doesn't share the cultural values of his supporters, he exploits them. His rhetoric on nationalism and traditional values isn't heartfelt, it's strategic. While they're rallying for him in MAGA hats, he's sipping Diet Coke in a penthouse that costs more than their entire neighborhood. But sure, he totally gets them. Trump has brilliantly sold himself as an outsider fighting the political elite, despite being the literal embodiment of wealth and privilege. The man who lived in a golden tower and hosted a reality TV show is somehow the man of the people. Spoiler, he's not. He wouldn't be caught dead at a working-class barbecue unless there was a camera crew. In the age of social media echo chambers, Trump's lies are louder than facts. Every time he's fact-checked, his supporters dig in harder, convinced that the elites are out to get him. Newsflash. The only elite benefiting here is Trump himself, who wouldn't blink if his supporters disappeared unless, of course, they stopped buying his NFTs. The ultimate paradox, a billionaire with a gold toilet convincing factory workers, farmers, and middle-class Americans that he's on their side. Spoiler. He's not using that gold toilet thinking about their struggles. Trump's appeal isn't about shared experience, it's about selling a fantasy, and business is booming. Trump's ability to maintain loyalty despite his blatant lies, endless grifting, and complete disconnect from everyday Americans is a masterclass in manipulation. With Trump back in the White House, the stakes are higher than ever. Before democracy is flushed down that same gold-plated drain, maybe it's time for some serious civic action. Why do